Well, it is the apocalypse as we know it. I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to show you how to do a burble tune. Stick around. This video is intended for educational purposes only. Improper tuning can cause catastrophic mechanical damage, and you should do your own research before attempting any changes like this to a vehicle. Attempt custom tuning at your own risk. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage, and I'm finally breaking down and I'm going to show you how to do a burble or a pops and bangs, whatever you want to call it. Disclaimer first. This is improper tuning. That's why we've never touched on it in the past. This is only for show. The cars that actually do this, that need to do it, are cars that are using timing cuts for gear shifts, like on sequentials and stuff like that. So maybe you'll see it on some high-end cars where they have burble because of the transmission setup. What we're doing has nothing to do with any of that. It is only for making noise and only for show. So I hope by the time this video is over, you'll reconsider and just tune your vehicle properly. So essentially what we're doing to create a burble or a pops and bang or even a flamethrower tune, which is stupid and extreme. I hate seeing these cars that are shooting flames. It just means that they're terribly, terribly tuned. And so it is my pet peeve, is we're creating a late combustion cycle when the exhaust valve's open and basically burning gas through the exhaust. Now, that out of the way, don't do this with cats. A, it's not going to sound good. You're probably barely even going to hear it. You're going to ruin your cats, guaranteed, because it's just going to clog them super quick. So just don't do it with cats. You can try it with cats, but listen, don't drive more than 5 or 6 miles with it with your cats on to satisfy your idea that, hey, maybe it'll sound cool with cats on there. It won't. Might with high flows, but you're still going to ruin a nice set of catalytic converters. So that being out of the way. B, realize that this has a very high tendency to kill wideband sensors. Wideband sensors are very delicate to shock. This creates a lot of shock pressure in the exhaust. So if you're running a full-time wideband sensor or something like that, don't be surprised whenever you have to replace it because you've destroyed it. Just, that's kind of what it is. And, you know, see, just be aware that this is bad tuning. A vehicle that is tuned properly does not need this, will not have this. And as I said, in a few specific cases where you have to do timing cuts on shifts for, say, like a sequential shifter on a manual setup or something like that, there is a reason for it, because we are reducing the timing extremely to cut power to the engine to unload the transmission and allow a shift. Outside of that, no real reason to do it. So that being said, let's jump on the laptop. It's super easy. I'm going to show you how. It'll only take a couple minutes, and then you can go out there and play with it on your own. Okay, everything on a pops and bangs burble tune, super simple. We're going to focus on two things. We're going to focus on making sure that we have fuel, and then we're going to change our timing off throttle. So the first place that we're going to want to start is on the cutoff DFCO tab. That's underneath engine and fuel. And essentially what it does is this creates a smoother driving experience. Whenever you let off throttle, it shuts off all the injectors, and it keeps, you know, stuff like this from happening. From the factory, they designed it not to do this. So what we want to do is go in here and modify a couple tables to make sure that we have DFCO. The main one that we should be able to get away with is just the top one, but when in doubt, you can modify all of these, and we want to max out some of these enable parameters so we're not enabling DFCO. In this case, it says that it is only enabled above 149. We're going to take that up to 285 engine coolant temps. And then vehicle speed only enabled above 16, so we'll take this up to 250 miles an hour. If you're going more than 250 miles an hour, tough, you're going to have DFCO. And hit up the comments below and let me know what you're doing 250 in. And then we could do the same thing. Throttle position must be below this value to enable it. So let's zero this table out. That should be good enough from the fueling side. Now what we've done is we've created a situation where it is going to continue fueling when we're off throttle. That's the first step. Now the second step is how we light that fuel off. And the easiest way is literally we can go into our base maps, and we'll start with our high octane. And you see this area down here, this is specifically advanced so much to keep this from happening. It also helps with engine braking and stuff like that. If you have something that will do engine braking and firing it very advanced,
will actually ignite the fuel before you're getting to top dead center and slow the pistons down. But what we're going to want to do is the opposite of it. We want to wait until the exhaust valves are opening up. And a good starting point on that, I find, is probably around -10 degrees. And you can't go out that far, so we'll go -10 and apply it in there. Notice I'm only doing the off throttle areas, but we do want to blend it in. So I'm going to come in here and come down a few rows and interpolate that vertically. And so we're not going straight from 35 degrees to -10. We want to ramp down, and then we'll do the same thing. Now, the reason that we only go down to about 1200, 1400, stuff like that is we need to advance the timing again before we hit idle so we don't stumble and stall. Once we get that done, we can copy this section right here, make it easy. We're just going to copy that and go over to our low octane table. I don't remember where I put that. Where did we start that at? 1400. So we'll come over here to our low octane table, 1400, and just paste it in there. And now we have it on both our high and low octane tables. So there are other tables in here that you can mess with, like minimum of spark. We might want to come in here and do the same thing and bring this down to say about 1200 and allow us to go to -10 degrees. Good to go there. And we're done. That's it. That's literally all it takes to create a Pops and Bangs or a Burble tune. You can make tweaks on it. If you're wanting to shoot flames or something like that, you can go into your VE table and look in the same area down through here and add fuel, continue to add fuel in that area. And then whenever you go off throttle, not only is it going to continue adding fuel, it's going to add even more fuel until you're shooting fireballs out the back end of your car. But don't do that, please. Please don't do that. And be aware, you should be able to see this. If you still have your wideband on there, I'll try and post like a little clip of me recording my wideband whenever it's burbling. You will see your wideband values jump. And it goes rich, then it ignites, pops, and then it'll go lean. Then it'll go rich, then lean, then rich, then lean. It'll just bounce around a lot, and that's a great indication that, yes, you are burbling, but you should be able to hear it unless you're running cats. And if you're running cats, you're just getting ready to kill them. Listen, that's it. You can post questions down below if you want to. I'm probably going to ignore them on this because, once again, I'm just not a big fan of this stuff. But you guys asked for it, so I'm going to do it anyways. So, finally, after, I don't know, 3.5 years of doing this, you have broken my will down. You have convinced me to do a video on Pops and Bangs. Super easy. Go out, have some fun. Just remember to save your before tune. That way you can write it back whenever you realize how absolutely annoying this is. Listen, everybody, I want to thank you for stopping by the garage. You know the drill. ABT, always be tuning.